For those of you that don't know, Bill 24 currently makes it illegal to notify parents when kids use safe spaces like GSAs without their consent. Very important. By repealing Bill 24, this means it will be legal to out queer and trans kids before they are ready. Under Bill 24, 98% of students in Alberta go to school with a compliant and safe GSA policy. How fabulous is that? And we're not going to let that change, are we? Good response. Good response. You might have noticed that we're in the midst of an election right now. If not, surprise! And I'd like to point out that all parties running in the election were invited to this event to pledge their support for the legal protection of kids who need and use these safe spaces. I believe we have some candidates in the crowd, and if you are running in the election, I'd love you to give a cheer away. Thank you so much for coming out and showing your support. Now I'm in my fourth and last year of a BSc with specialization in biochemistry at U of A. I'm also a drag queen. Not that you'd be able to tell right now. And I would not be the person that I am today if it wasn't for my high school's GSA. In addition to learning that I had an immense passion for science and the arts, I figured out that I was gay when I was in junior high school. As a naive and sheltered kid, I had absolutely no idea that anyone else in my school could understand me. I came up to a few of my very, very close friends, but that didn't change my feeling of not belonging. It was isolating. But things changed when I started high school at Jasper Place. I know that sounds super cliche, but cliches are cliches for a reason, right? I vividly remember walking past dozens of tables at our club fair in my first week of grade 10 at JP, and an unassuming booth caught my eye. There were some students chatting excitedly, and there were 3 big letters plastered above it, and they said GSA. GSA, I thought to myself. I've only ever heard of these. I had no idea that my new school had one. I looked away quickly, not knowing what people would think of me if I expressed interest. But I remember walking away from that, feeling as though my school supported people like me, and it made me realize that there were people like me at my school. This made a huge difference in how I could see myself, how I felt at school, and how I was able to engage with my education. I ended up getting involved with our GSA after becoming friends with one of their members who suggested I should come to a meeting. I'd wanted to for so long, so why shouldn't I? Going into this, I had absolutely no idea what to expect. I was envisioning rainbows and unicorns and coming out circles and Will and Grace or RuPaul's Drag Race recaps. I was very pleasantly surprised to be greeted by a small group of students and a very, very kind teacher that welcomed me in the meeting. That meeting, we designed and made buttons while chatting about many different things, not about any topic in particular, just like any other student would normally if they were in their cafeteria or at a different club. This meeting turned into another, and another, and another, and by the time I was in grade 12, I became the GSA's president. I wanted to do my best to help other students who were going through the same thing that I was, especially knowing that I had a very, very easy relative to some of my less privileged peers. My GSA helped me come to terms with who I am, it helped me come out to my family, and it helped me feel comfortable enough to live openly for the first time. All of this took a huge weight off of my shoulders, and I was actually able to focus on thriving in school rather than surviving.
So many people here. This brings so much joy to me. Thank you so much. So my story starts when I entered high school. I was a quiet, artistic, and rebellious kid who had been worn down by years of bullying prior. I had come out in junior high school, and I was really not prepared for the brunt of attacks I would get. I was excited to start my high school journey, and with more freedom, find other people like me. I would find that there were many of my peers who were experiencing the same things as me. They were questioning their identity, questioning what it meant to be a young queer person in Canada, and most of all, questioning how and when to come out. Those were all questions that no adult around us would have the answers to, or the resources to have the answers to. I decided to make Queer Straight Alliance at my school a place where queer people, students, and those questioning could come together and search for resources, information, and most of all, other people like them. It took me well over a year to get my QSA off the ground, as I had encountered far more obstacles than I was expecting. Whether it was hunting down a teacher sponsor to sit at lunch with us, or to having to constantly rename our organization for respectability, or whether it was chasing down our principal for over a year to have a meeting to finally approve our QSA. It was a struggle. Weeks turned into months, which turned into a full year, but after that year, I could finally say that my high school had a safe space for queer people. And while it was short-lived, I was only there for 2 years, it gave us the foundation to live as successful queer adults. I gained so many opportunities which gave me insight into what it was like to live as a queer person in Canada. I learned of LGBTQ history around the world and in Edmonton. I volunteered with queer nonprofits, and I met incredible queer youth and adult role models. It would not have happened at all if I was required to have my parents' permission for me to do it. I was the lucky one in my group of friends because my parents were absent. Other friends of mine had parents who did not know or did not approve of their queer identity. For those friends, being outed to their parents would contribute to the ongoing abuse already faced at home and would deny them the ability to take part in an experience that contributed to our development as young queer adults. I would not be the fabulous, outgoing, and strong queer person I am today without my high school QSA. Today is about love, compassion, and standing up for the queer and questioning youth who will one day continue Canada's legacy of acceptance and tolerance. And who knows, maybe even be Alberta's first out and loud premier.
Even though my colonial name was actually Chairs Auger. I kind of feel like I shouldn't be the one up here. I feel like it should be our young people, the next future, the generation before us, the reason why all of us are standing here today. And when I was originally asked through an email thread if anyone from Isthmus could come kick it here today, I thought, not me, I'm too insignificant, I know nothing. But then I remembered that I'm very privileged to work in a queer space with supportive folks who believe in fighting the good fight. And I remembered that I didn't grow up knowing that I was allowed to be two-spirit. In fact, I didn't even have that language till I paid a lot of money at the U of A. And I also acknowledge that I still don't really know what it means to be two-spirit, but I'm figuring it out. That's our lifelong learning journeys. Learning does not stop when we leave those walls of education that have been defined for us. Learning is taking place here, right now, in this very open space with Mother Earth. It's absolutely beautiful out. I prayed this afternoon because I have an office with no windows, so I didn't know what the weather was like. But when I realized it was kind of gloomy, I offered some tobacco and I prayed to the ancestors and I said, yo, hook it up because we're going to have to And see, that's the power of prayer. That's the power of believing in the ancestors before us and knowing that they got our backs. Not just my Indigenous Cree, Dene, Nakota, Sioux, all those Indigenous relations, your relations too. You have ancestors that walked before you too. And remember that one day we're going to be those ancestors as well. So through my learning journey, again, I'm very privileged to work in a space where I feel supported and I feel like I'm actually doing good work. And through that journey, when I first started, I honestly didn't know what isthmus was, but I had a friend who believed in me to apply for that job because I'm Indigenous and I'm Two-Spirit and I'm a woman, so I checked multiple diversity and inclusion boxes. So she said, go for it. And I said, I don't think so. I don't believe in myself. She said, do it. All they need is a CV. And I'm like, I don't know what a CV is. She's like, I'll do it for you. I'm like, okay, do it, whatever. Let it be. The next week, I got an interview. And when I walked into that space on the 5th floor of Ed North, I was spooked. Because I carry a lot of trauma in my blood memory of educational landscapes, and I'm still working through it on a daily basis. So when I walked to that 5th floor and I was given a booklet, and it had all the different identities that I didn't pay any money to understand yet, and I had no idea what was going on, and I closed that booklet and I thought to myself, well, my Dene partner, Apitu, taught me that you only know what you know until you're taught differently. So I thought to myself, if I go into that interview room and I just share that I know nothing but I'm willing to learn, that maybe they'll give me a shot. Maybe I can actually be out, or maybe I can be myself, because I grew up in rural Alberta, way, way up north where there's lots more trees. We weren't allowed to be gay back in those days. In fact, I didn't even have that language. How was I to have that language? How were our teachers supposed to know? How were our parents supposed to know? You know, you only know what you know until you're taught differently. So I'm happy to say I went into that boardroom, and again, I was having anxiety because it's a spooky, spooky place. Walked in there, I put that booklet, Firefly in School's booklet down, and I said, look, my name's Cheris, I'm a human being, I'm a guest on this Treaty 6 territory. I don't know any of this knowledge, but I'm willing to learn. And I'm very happy to say that this is the longest job that I've ever had. 2 years. That's the best part. And through this learning journey, I'm very privileged to know many diverse and beautiful rainbow relatives all across the spectrum. I've been able to travel all over the Treaty 6 territory and share this truth in a good way that, you know, heals our people, heals our nations, creates healed up adults so our young people can grow up and be themselves. So with that, I want to say thank you. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for choosing to lay the hard groundwork for our young people. Yes, and thank you.
I'm an advocate for the LGBT community and a makeup artist and a bunch of other stuff. I was like finding a label to label myself. I became active way back in 2012 when an incident happened at U of A. It seems so long ago. I guess I was thinking while I was here, I was thinking how will I speak and how can I share some information that's useful. So I guess I can talk about my upbringing. I grew up with my mother and my stepfather, and I had a really good upbringing up in rural Alberta. And I was fortunate enough. I don't know why I'm so nervous. I should be using this by now, no, honestly. There, so it's a really good topic. So I really grew up with my mom and my family where it was love and support, and I grew up in this little nucleus bubble of feeling loved and accepted and dignity. And through my schooling, I was really lucky enough to, well, I guess we can talk more. I'm kind of ramble as well. I didn't really know about myself as a First Nation person. I didn't know about gender identity. I didn't know anything like that. But I was hungry for knowledge. I grew up in Sinoka, rural town. There is no advocates. There is no, at the time there was no LGBT people. I really had to be my own advocate. I had to be my own pioneer. I had to be my, so it was really a different time back then. So then I found out I learned more about my culture as an Indigenous person. and a two-spirit and a transgender person, I realized I can do more with life. So with that, I went to Native Slaves, and I was hungry for more information about myself and about what it means to have to be First Nation in Canada. And I was assaulted back in 2012 for how I look. Similar to how I look right now. I just had so many fun. I was watching Sex and the City. My favorite show. I was watching back to back. This came out, and it was a good show. And I was hungry. I went for some snacks, and I literally was just walking down the street and got on a gay bash. And it was really terrifying and scary at that time because I didn't realize there was actually such a thing as homophobia. I kind of thought it was like something over here. And that's how sheltered I was. I'm really fortunate now that my mother and my family then, without me realizing that they really raised me, sheltered me, and built me up so that in that moment when I was assaulted, I really had the strength to bounce back because I knew it wasn't my fault. And I knew that the onus was on them. It was their ignorance basically came at play. It was two different worldviews come to play. One was ignorant and hateful, and one was like, oh, I'm going to look fabulous. You know, I don't want to wear some makeup. I want to look really good because I don't makeup. So it was just two different worlds that I loved and accepted, and I want to know about what it means to be Aboriginal and so hungry mind going to school, and then I got assaulted. And it really just threw me off for a couple of years because I couldn't believe that there's actually people out there in this world that hate us for who we are. Because I was raised in a family and a community that where we're all equal, we're all the same. And I believe that. So, and when that happened, when that awareness came, in that moment of I was like, well, I'm going to do something about this. I can either get angry, self-destruct, or I can be really proactive. And I chose to be proactive. And that's where Hate to Hope was from. And I literally spent the next decade advocating around Alberta for safe spaces. So, and advocating for those spaces, and where those spaces start are at home, but they also start at schools. Because what if the spaces at home aren't safe? What if they are oppressive, and what if they're hateful? So that's why it's really good that we have gay straight alliances, because we need those spaces. We need to create those safe spaces for our next generation.